There's a shot in the second trailer that everybody scrolled right past. Jason and Lucia sitting on a pier, sharing a drink, telling stories, actually laughing. No guns, no masks, no sirens anywhere. And I think that quiet little moment tells you more about who these two really are than every heist clip combined, because everyone's calling them GTA's Bonnie and Clyde, two criminals on the run, robbing banks across Leonida. And that's not wrong. But here's what I keep coming back to. Bonnie and Clyde weren't famous because they robbed banks. Plenty of people robbed banks. They stuck because they were a love story that happened to end in gunfire. And if you actually watch these trailers closely, Rockstar already told us Jason and Lucia are the exact same thing. So let's get into who they really are. Start with Lucia, because Rockstar did. The very first time we meet the first playable woman in mainline GTA history, she's behind bars. Someone off camera asks her, "Do you know why you're here?" And Lucia just looks at them and says, "Bad luck, I guess." Think about how much character is packed into 4 words. She's not sorry. She's not broken. She's just calm. There's this dry, been here before flatness to it, like the system is just weather she's learned to stand in. Right away, you know exactly what she is. Someone who decided the game was rigged a long time ago and stopped pretending otherwise. And here's the part that gets skipped over. What Lucia actually wants is simple. It's up. She dreams of luxury, the better life, the version of Vice City that's always behind glass for people like her. She grew up on the wrong side of that glass, and she's done asking politely. So when she gets out and immediately goes back to the life, understand that going back is the only thing that ever actually moved the needle for her. But wanting up that badly has a cost. And we'll come back to that because it's the whole tragedy. Now Jason. And Jason is the guy everyone underestimates, including a lot of the fan base. On paper, he's a small-time criminal in the Leonida Keys. He runs contraband, he collects payments for a veteran trafficker named Brian Heater, who lets him crash at a place in Key Lento in exchange for the dirty work. Standard GTA setup. Except watch how he carries it. Jason grew up around grifters and crooks. He did a stint in the army trying to shake all that off, then came home and slid right back into the only thing he really knows. And you can see it on him. This is a guy who is tired, because what Jason actually wants sits at the opposite end from Lucia. His dream is smaller and quieter, an easy life, a little stability, enough money that nobody's knocking on the door. The dream of a man who's been running so long he just wants to sit down. So already you feel the fault line, right? She wants to climb, he wants to stop, and they're about to tie their whole lives together anyway. That contradiction is the engine the whole story runs on. This is the thing I want you to hold on to, because it's what makes them Bonnie and Clyde and not just 2 more GTA maniacs. Every great doomed couple runs on the same contradiction. One of them is reaching for more and the other just wants it to be over. And love is the thing that keeps them chained together while those 2 dreams pull in opposite directions. Bonnie wanted the legend. Clyde, by the end, mostly wanted to see his family and stop running. They stayed together anyway, and it killed them both. Look at Jason and Lucia through that lens, and the trailers suddenly read completely differently. Every heist turns into something bigger than a robbery. It's Lucia pulling them 1 job higher, and Jason going along because leaving her was never actually on the table. There's a moment where their personal information leaks, and the 2 of them are climbing out a window, being hunted. And that shot is the whole relationship in miniature, the world tightening around them and neither one letting go of the other's hand to save themselves. If you've played Rockstar games, you already know how this genre of story tends to end. But knowing the ending is exactly why you can't look away. That's the trick. That's always been the trick. Okay, but I keep saying love story. Let me actually back that up, because Rockstar buried the proof in the small stuff. In the first trailer, there's this quiet beat where Lucia says 1 word. Trust. And Jason repeats it back to her. Trust. That's it. No speech, no swelling music telling you how to feel. And honestly, that 1 word is doing enormous work. In their world, trust is the rarest currency there is. Lucia told a prison official her whole life was bad luck and other people. For her to hand that word to Jason and for him to hand it right back, that's these 2 saying the thing they'd never say out loud. It's a vow disguised as a security check. Then there's this line riding shotgun next to him. She says the only way they get through this is by sticking together, being a team. Read it cold and it sounds tactical. Read it knowing everything else and it's a promise. She's describing the one thing she's never had and isn't willing to lose. And that's why that pier scene matters so much. Rockstar didn't have to show you these two just existing together, laughing, being soft for a few seconds. They put it in the trailer on purpose because they need you to feel the human thing before the story takes it apart. You don't grieve a heist, you grieve people. So they showed you the people first. And if you're sitting there thinking a GTA game can't actually pull off a real love story, I get it. GTA's whole reputation is satire and mayhem. But look at what Rockstar did last time. Red Dead Redemption 2 is about a gang of murderers and thieves. On paper, you should not care about a single one of them. And Rockstar made grown adults cry over a man dying of tuberculosis in the dirt, because they earned it in the quiet moments. The campfire talks, the little jokes, the way people looked at each other back when the plan wasn't falling apart yet. That's the exact same toolkit they're pointing at Jason and Lucia. The pier, the one-word vow, the tired look on Jason's face. This is a studio that knows the violence only lands if you loved the people first, and they have spent a decade proving they can make you love the worst people in the room. So when this thing is set in a living, breathing Leonida with Vice City sitting right there like a promise Lucia's been staring at her whole life, the map becomes more than the biggest one Rockstar's ever built. It turns into a pressure cooker around two people who love each other and want completely different things out of it. Bonnie and Clyde became myth for one reason. Two people chose each other over survival, over and over, until it was the last choice they made. If Rockstar sticks the landing, Jason and Lucia aren't going to be remembered as GTA's best criminals. They're going to be remembered as GTA's first real love story. And the trailers already told us, if we were paying attention. So next time you rewatch these trailers, don't just count the guns and the gators and the license plate Easter eggs. Watch the way these two look at each other. That's the actual story Rockstar is telling. I'm doing a full breakdown next on how Leonida itself is built to trap them, every location in the trailers and what it's setting up. If you want that the second it drops, subscribe and I'll see you on the pier.